The Black Management Forum, otherwise known as the BMF, is hosting its annual conference at the Wanderers in Sandton. The Annual BMF Conference brings together executives, senior managers, government officials and business leaders to discuss transformation policies in the economy. Now, this year's theme is Accelerating Social Transformation, the New Black Economic Agenda. The conference comes as BMF navigates leadership challenges with the new president installed at the AGM yesterday. Our reporter Katlego Legodi has more.
Management Forum serves to accelerate interventions in terms of policy, and we see them today also taking stock of where the country finds itself here today. We see the B-BBEE policy, the employment equity as well, coming under the spotlight as we see them just talking about accelerating a socio-economic transformation in ensuring that the economy is able to thrive then for the greater majority of South Africans. We know very well that there have been talks over time around some of these policies that have benefited a few, and the greater majority have not benefited. Hence, we see the president even making that call to say we need to tap into the B-BBEE policy and ensure that at least we capitalize on where we find ourselves as a country 30 years into democracy, where some of these policies are concerned. And we see this conference here, the BMF Conference 2024, putting under the spotlight, there's a theme where they're talking about B-BBEE and how can we ensure that it comes through in the government of national unity. I'm here joined by Mr. Tidiso Matona, who'll just give us a sense of this panel and how where we find ourselves as a country right now. There have been talks, even when there were talks around the formation of the government of national unity. There have been talks around threats of actually the gains that the country has gotten over time being reversed, and the policies around the B-BBEE are some of those whereby people are worried about whether really the GNU, this new dispensation will come through to reverse some of these gains and where we find ourselves as a country right now. This panel discussion then becomes very important in terms of taking stock. Welcome to the SABC.
Well, yeah, good morning, and good morning to your viewers as well. This is a very important topic, transformation, and transformation through the only instrument that's available, which is the B-BBEE. It's not going anywhere. And hence the GNU saw it appropriate, saw it fit, in fact unavoidable, that they affirmed the relevance, the necessity, the imperative for transformation to be at the top of the agenda. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised. We didn't expect it. That it would be given such prominence in the statement of intent of the GNU. So it's all systems go. I think that sort of commitment does renew, focus on the B-BBEE policy and the legislation. How has it worked? And in our view, it has had some successes, certainly not sufficient. Clearly, we are not where we thought we would be 30 years down the line since our democracy. So there's work to be done. Our work is not yet done. It's work in progress. Certainly, we now have black people who own big businesses. We have black small and medium enterprises being suppliers of a variety of goods and services to both the state and in the corporate sector. We have managers who are black in top echelons of business and companies. We have directors of companies. We have professionals who have acquired skills thanks to the policy. Many of them will tell you that they would not be where they are had it not been because of the policy. So this is a moment for us to take stock, to identify where things have not gone right, and how do we fix this going forward. So I'm very excited that this important body of black professionals, because these are the intellectual brain, the intellectual bank of black people, the vanguard, that must give thought leadership and continue to conduct advocacy and campaign. It's not going to come on a silver platter. It's a struggle. on the same level, I would submit as our liberation struggle, the achievement of equity and redress, and which reflects the values of our constitution, that we are one nation, one rainbow nation. We're not there yet. Yeah. So there was work to be done still.
Yeah. I mean, here we have black professionals, we have those managers that are here, executives, and over time it will be attributed to them to say why then we haven't realized the full potential of this BBEE policy. Those frank talks will need to be had in terms of ensuring that we close those gaps. Your office would often talk about some of the companies that are not implementing these policies. The quotas are just not there. Are you looking forward to this robust engagements that would ensure that at least we chart a new path going forward that won't find us 30 years later here with these gaps that have existed within the policies, and the BBEE policy being one of them?
Absolutely. These are the people who are at the coal face. They are the ones who see where we are located as the oversight that we don't see. So we and them are partners. We must create a robust system of monitoring of who is doing what, and commend those who are doing the right things, but call out those who are not doing the right things. And you spoke about fronting. This is a task that requires partnerships, very strong partnerships, alliances, and utmost vigilance, so that we continue to talk about these things, and we don't talk about them in hidden spaces. We put them in the public discourse, both the good and the bad, around this task. It's a very, very important task for the future of our country.
And just before we let you go, we're out of time. What would you say would give us an indication that at least we're turning a corner, we're getting the best out of these policies, and that transformation is starting to be realized? Because we hear that it's a process. It's not just an overnight thing. Transformation comes with a lot of work. What would say to you, looking at the BBEE policy, the responsibilities of these managers that are here and these organizations, that would say to you that at least, we are starting to realize the effect, starting to see the effect of these policies?
Well, we need improvements in the achievements of the targets. The targets are out there. Everybody knows what their targets for their sector in regard to the different elements: ownership, skills development, management control, enterprise and supplier development, and that type of thing. We must see those targets being achieved. So far, they are being achieved, but the pace is slow. So I think that we must look at the quality of implementation. Are we implementing correctly? Are we implementing with the right intent? If there's no intentionality, if it's a question of just ticking the boxes, we will not see the progress that we need. So we think as a commission that the full potential of the legislation is still yet to be realized, and that we must all work together to make it happen.
Mr. Matona, thank you very much, sir, for coming through. He's the BBEE Commissioner, and you hear him saying that indeed they're going to be having those frank discussions here to ensure that they close some of those gaps. I mean, over time, you've had people even discrediting some of these policies because we haven't seen the greater majority of the public benefiting from it. But at the center of what we're seeing happening here is just the socio-economic transformation, and that would come through some of these policies that will need to be realized. I'm Katlego Legodi for SABC News at the Wanderers in Sandton.